Okay, this right here, this is Vocab Malone versus GMS Hebrew Israelite leaders in New York. And this took a year, a little bit more than a year for him to finally put it up because he came out August 2019, but it took him a whole year to put this thing up. This, by the way, this is Sam Shaman. He was the guy that rolled up on us first and looked back at vocab and said, "Oh, they're over here." He's no longer with vocab. He calls vocab a coward. He doesn't deal with vocab. If you go to this page, you'll see it. Another guy that's not with vocab is G-Man, because vocab kicked G-Man out of the so-called shill squad. I just recently found out that G-Con or G-Consciousness is no longer with vocab. So vocab is losing all his followers. All right. This is what's his man? Adam something. He's sincere. He's sincere. He's just lost. Adam, whatever, something Adam. Anyway, now I want you to listen, because he said that we didn't do so well. Do you know what this was? It was nothing but a shouting contest. It was nothing but a shouting contest. Let's listen.
First Chronicles 2, 34, 36. Let me ask you. Wait a minute. This is what vocab said a couple of years ago. That Kenizzite. Because the Bible says Kenizzite.
And I went through that. I did a video on that recently. Caleb was a Judite. Now, Kenez and Kenizzite, there's a Kenez among Edom, because Edomites spoke Hebrew. They gave their sons Hebrew names. But there was also a Kenez or Kenizzite, Kenez, that was out of the line of Jephunneh, which is Caleb's father, grandfather. So there's two of them. So a guy named Smith, does that mean everybody's Smith? Oh, your name is Smith? That's just a white guy named Smith and a black guy named Smith. And this guy says only white guys can be named Smith. That Kenez is talking about as referencing to Caleb. He was a Judite. Let me come back over here.
Chronicles 2, 34, 36. Let me ask you.
First Chronicles 2, 34, 36. Let's go to it. And they're going to try to sneak a Gentile in. Is it First Chronicles? Whatever. First Chronicles 2. I'm sorry, let me do this. Let me do it this way. First Chronicles 2. And how do you spell Chronicles? Let me do it this way. Deuteronomy. Joshua, Judges, Ruth. Here we go. First Chronicles 2, 34. Now, Sheshan had no sons, but daughters. And Sheshan had a servant, an Egyptian, whose name was Jarrah. Now, he had to be an Israelite, one of the tribes, unless this guy totally went off. I got to go into the full story. So he only had daughters, right? So we let this. Let's assume that's an actual of another nation. And Sheshan gave his daughter to Jerah, his servant, to wife, and she bare him a tie, and the tie begat Nathan, and Nathan begat Zeb. It goes into the genealogy. Goes into the genealogy. So this guy who's an Egyptian does not make that. If this guy, the father is an Egyptian, these people are of Mizraim. But he could be a lowly servant. It says he was a servant, right? An Egyptian, meaning he could have been an Israelite that came out of Egypt. It doesn't go into detail. But either way, let's go with the fact that he's an actual Egyptian of Mizraim. All his sons are all his sons are heathens. Let me come up here. So he had to be an Israelite that was a servant unto this man. He had to be an Israelite, just like the Ethiopian eunuch. The Ethiopian eunuch in Acts, the 8th chapter, was an Israelite. How do we know that? Because he came during the 3 times in a year. So this guy right here had to be an Israelite. But let's say if he's not, then all his sons they're not going to make it. So he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. Vocab doesn't understand. Obviously, he doesn't understand. Where the hell is it? Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Chronicles 2, 34, 36. Let me ask you. Wait a minute. This is what Vocab said a couple of years ago. Yeah. That Canaan was Canaanite. Because the Bible says Canaanite. I only broke it down. That Canaan was a Judah. The spies, 12 spies, a spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? Canaan. That's not being damn Edomite. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
He said Edomites wasn't around, and those Edomites were around during that time. When you read about Moses sending messengers to the king, during that time period, when they were spying out the land, they had to go through the land of Edom. And they went with Moses sent messengers to the king of Edom saying, can we go past your land? If we drink any water, we will pay you for the water. We will pay you toll. You can read the story yourself. It's in Numbers. So did you hear what the guy just said?
The tribe of Judah was who? Canaan. That's not being damn Edomite. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
See, he said Edomites wasn't around. Edomites were around during that time. This is when they were taking the land of Canaan. This guy doesn't know the scriptures, man. And he says that when you look up Kenez, it goes back to the line of the Edomites. So what are you saying? You said when we first went back and forth back in 2016, you said that Caleb was an Edomite. I don't have the video. They took it down. That site was taken down. God doesn't understand the scriptures. So who are Canaanites? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can spell it right. Canaanites. Zites. Let's see if this is going to come up. Let me do this. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. Sorry. Try this. Try this. Okay. Boom, it did come up. Hey, it says, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, but they have wholly followed the Lord. Let me see, Kenizzite. Let me do it this. Kenizzite. Now you heard him say, I never said they were Edomites. The only time the Kenizzite or the Edomites spelled a little bit different. Let's do this. Say Caleb. Let's look up Caleb. Let's look up Caleb. Which means dog. Caleb means dog. Son of Hezron, of the grandson of Pharez, and the great grandson of Judah, and the father of Hur, and the grandfather of Caleb the spy. Who they mentioned here? The godly son of Jephunneh, and which is a spy, faithful spy who reported the promised land favorable and urged its capture, son of this. I read this. Grandson of Caleb, the spy. Okay. The godly son of Jephunneh. Let's deal with the word Jephunneh. Caleb is the godly son of Jephunneh, right? Numbers 13:6. Of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Of the tribe of Judah. What does the word tribe mean, vocab? That's why you said the Kenizzites. I didn't say nothing about Edomites. No, you said that the Kenizzites were also Edomites. So you implied that Caleb was an Edomite. Of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, of the tribe of Judah. Let's look up the word tribe. What does it mean by tribe? Mata, staff, branch, tribe, staff, rod. What is your personal rod? Your penis. That's how you make the branches grow, so to speak. Family tree, right? Shaft, branch, a vine, tribe, company led by chief with staff originally. Staff, rod. Tribe really means a rod, and the man's rod is his penis. So really, tribe really means your penis. If you really want to get technical, keep saying rod. Then it says here, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun. You're a tribe based upon what your father is. If you're a Gadite, your sons are going to be Gadite. I don't give a damn what woman you lay with. You can get the pastiest, whitest woman out there, and your son's going to look like a Edomite. Guess what? He's a Gadite that happens to look like an Edomite. So let's come back over here. Let's come back over here. Let's bring it back. And when he said Kenizzite, the Kenizzite, Kenez was a Judite. Out of Kenez came Caleb, the tribe of Judah.
Edomites weren't around in those. Caleb was a Judah. The spies, 12 spies, a spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? Caleb. I never said Edomite.
Then what was Caleb? You said, well, Caleb is not an Israelite. He's not in the tribe of Judah. I just read that, man. Let's bring that back and watch how he stopped. He stops in mid-tongue.
This is what Vocab said a couple of years ago. That Kenneth was Kenizzite. Because the Bible says Kenizzite. I only broke it down.
Who are the Kenizzites then? And he says, oh, I didn't mention them about Edom. The only time a Kenizzite is mentioned is among the Edomites. Kenez and Kenez, there's two Kenez, the Edomite Kenez and a Judite Kenez. That's in your First Chronicles. I'm not going to go all through it. I think it's First Chronicles 4 and First Chronicles 1. It goes into the genealogy of the Edomites. But he said, oh, I didn't say nothing about the Edomites. So let's listen. Let's just listen. Let me shut up.
That Caleb was a Judah. The spies, 12 spies, a spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? Caleb. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
You heard what he said. Edomites weren't around in those days. What days? During the time of Caleb, Moses, when they went out to take the promised land. Let's prove that. He said Edomites weren't around back then. You heard what he said. Edomites weren't around back then. Let's pull it back. Edomites weren't around in those days. That's what he said. Edomite weren't around in those, and he stopped because he caught himself. He's about to put his foot in his mouth, which he already did. So let's go. He said Edomites wasn't around, right? King of Edom. King of Edom. We have a zeal towards the Most High according to knowledge. Okay, so let me see. Numbers 20, verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh, Quadash in Hebrew, which means holy, unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that have befallen us, right? He said Edomites wasn't around and he caught himself. It says how our fathers went down into Egypt, and Edomites were around when we went into Egypt, right? Because Jacob was already born. It was Jacob. So if Jacob was around, Edom was around. He said, remember what he said. Edom wasn't around back, and he stopped. He caught himself. He doesn't know the scriptures, man. He built himself up by watching us. He got his scriptural game up by watching us. How our fathers went down into Egypt, Mizraim, and we, if you're a scholar, you would say Mizraim. If you read Egypt in your mind, you would say Mizraim. Christians don't know that. And we have dwelt in Mizraim a long time, and the people of Mizraim vexed us and our fathers, and our fathers and our fathers' fathers. And when we cried unto Yahweh, he heard our voice. When did they cry unto Yahweh? When Moses got the name he asked the Most High, what is your name? He said, I am that I am. Then he said, my name is Yahweh. So he told the Israelites, we got to call on the name Yahweh, and he's going to deliver us. Lord heard our name. Oh, they're asking for mercy. Let me raise them up. But he rose him up before he gave Moses a name, because the Most High set up a leader before he gave him his name, and with the intent of saving him anyway. It says, 16th verse, and when we cried unto Yahweh, he heard our voice and sent an angel and have brought us forth out of Mizraim. And behold, we are in, the angel is also known as death, the angel of death, the grim reaper they call him, which is Yahweh Shai, a Kadesh, a city in the utmost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through the country, to the country Edom. So Edom was already here. They already had a country. All right. Where were they? Where were they? Where were they coming from when they took the land of Canaan? Before they took the land of Canaan, they were in the wilderness of Zin, between the Gulf of Suez and the Gulf of Akbar, which is extensions of the Red Sea. That's why I said they went through the Red Sea. They didn't go to the Red Sea. They went through the Gulf of Suez into the wilderness of Zin. And for 40 years. So where did they go? They had to go northbound. What was directly north to them? The land of Edom. Vocab. Oh, the Edomites wasn't around back then. Let's hear that again. This is what he said. The Edomite, you heard it enough times. That's what he said. What do you mean? I didn't say nothing about the Edomites. The Edomites weren't around. He caught himself. He caught himself because he doesn't know the scriptures, man. Let us, I pray. And by the way, Moses encountered the messengers encountered the Edomites. They looked different from them. They had a lack of pigment. They look like current day so-called white people. Their God looks just like the God of Edomites, Quas, looks just like Barry Manilow. Oh no, he don't look nothing like a white man. No, Barry Manilow is a fucking white man, a small hat at that. So the God of Edomites is Barry Manilow. He looks just like him. And if you haven't seen my videos, go throughout my videos and find it. If you want to know, it says, and when we cried unto Yahweh, all right, when we cried unto Yahweh, he heard our voice. Oh, we got the name, Yahweh save us, Yahweh save us. And send an angel, I read that already. Let us pass, 17th verse, I pray thee, through the country. He's talking to the king of Edom through messenger. We will not pass through the fields, or through the vineyards. Edomites, they had grapes, so they made wine. They were drinking wine too. Esau drink wine today. Neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. They had highways back then. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left. We will not venture off until we have passed thy borders. What is the borders? The land of Edom that was given to the Edomites. Who's going to get the land of Edom? We are. Amos 9, 12 verse. So when it says Edom, we will possess Edom, it's talking about the land. We are already going to possess the people, but we're going to take their land because they're going to be scattered around Israel to do what we tell them to do. And Edom said unto the king of Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with swords. And ultimately, they came out against him with swords. So that was a hatred. That's called hatred. Moses said, oh, brother Esau, I'm Israel, your brother. Can we go to the land? As you read down, it says we're willing to, if we take any water from the wells, we'll pay for it. If we got to pay a toll, we'll pay for it. Whatever, anything we got to pay, we'll pay for it. Because they came out with riches that they borrowed from the Egyptians, which was, what do you call it, reparations. They got reparations. They borrowed from the Egyptians, meaning they received reparations. So what the hell are you talking about? Well, Edomites wasn't around back then. Let's come back and listen to it again.
He tried, and the tribe of Judah was who? I already broke it down. That Caleb was a Judah. The spies, 12 spies, a spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? Caleb. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
You heard what he said. Edomites weren't around in those, and he caught himself. I just read in the book of Numbers 20 that they encountered the Edomites, and the Edomites said, no, you can't go to our land, you can't drink our water, you can't go to the king's highway. In order for you to get to the promised land, you're gonna have to find another way and find another route. So what the fuck you talking about? There was no Edomites back there. Let's hear it one more time.
A spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? Caleb. I never been damn Edomite. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
Edomites wasn't around in those. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
A spy from each tribe, and the tribe of Judah was who? That Caleb. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Wait a minute. Look, this is why I broke.
See, Gabar got mad because I cut him off, but the spirit was on me. And what I just did is called a straw man's argument. I changed the argument, and he didn't catch it. He should have said that's a straw man's argument. I changed the complete argument, man, and it made him put his foot in his mouth, made him put his hush puppy in his mouth.
Said a couple of years ago that Kenneth was Kenizzite, because the Bible says Kenizzite. I only broke it down.
Now I gotta prove. Let's go into the Kenizzite. Let's see if we can find it. That's in oh, hold up. Do this. Okay, where the hell? Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. One first. Chronicles 2. First Chronicles 2. The hell happened? Wait a minute. Let me do it this way. Let me go to Second Kings. I'll do it this way. Second Kings. First Chronicles 1. Bear me for a minute. Okay, bear me for a minute. Or not. You can go someplace else. Okay, I'm sorry, it's an E, I believe. It's an E, Kenez. And Abraham begat Isaac, the son of Isaac, Esau, and Israel, the sons of Esau, Eliphaz, which are Hebrew names, so the Edomites spoke Hebrew. They weren't speaking Greek. And Jerush and Jalam and Korah, the sons of Eliphaz, Teman, Edomite, and Omar, Zephai, and Gatam, and Kenez. That's what he was talking about, which is one of the sons of who? Esau. So now I believe this is in the 4th chapter. Let me do this. Word here. Ken. Let me jump to the 4th chapter. Scripture says, study to show thyself approved, right? Okay, Ken. I'll just put in Ken. Let me do this. The sons of Judah, Perez, Hezron, blah, 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 all the way down. So we're dealing with okay, so it says, and the sons of Kenez. Now there was a Kenez and First Chronicles 1, and there was a Kenaz in First Chronicles 4. This is of the line of Judah. And the sons of Kenaz, Othniel. Othniel, right? Who's Othniel? Othniel, son of Kenaz, younger brother of Caleb. Out of Caleb's line, you have, let me come back. Let me look up the word Caleb. Caleb. I'm sorry. Move this way. I think it's Caleb. First Chronicles 4, verse 15. And the sons of Caleb, the son of Jophanah, and the son of Elah, even Kenaz. Kenaz was a part of that same line. So there's two Kenaz. There were two Kenaz. Kenaz of Edom and the sons of Kenaz, Othniel. Who's Othniel? The brother of Caleb. And so this is a straw man argument. He should have caught that. I made him quickly jump to another argument that he got caught up and he wasn't ready for that, man.
That Caleb was a Judah. The spies, 12 spies, a spy from each tribe. And the tribe of Judah was who? Caleb. I
never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
I
never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those. I never said Edomite. Edomites weren't around in those.
Edom, I didn't say that. Edomites wasn't around in those, and he caught himself. And I broke down that Edomites were around. I went to Numbers 20 about the king of Edom, Moses sending messengers to the king of Edom. So this guy got caught. He put his foot in his goddamn mouth, man. Oh, they didn't do so well. I'm doing well right now. That's why I took you. When you went to the other camps, the other different guys that you know, Israelite groups, One Westers, you put it up quick. So we were wondering, why is it taking so long for him to put it up? Maybe he ain't going to put it up. Maybe he looks so bad. It took him a whole year and a month to finally put this video up because he came to our camp August of 2019, a year and 13 months before this point right here.
Now you have to tell the truth, man. I never said Edomite.
Gabar said he came in good. He said, do you ever tell the truth, man? No, Christians don't tell the truth. Christians lie. They just love thy neighbor, thy self, and the Most High, but you can lie to people. You can lie to your neighbors.
Kenizzites were contemporaneous to Abraham. That's what I meant by they weren't around at that time. Kenizzites were around in.
They were Edomites. They were Edomites. They were Edomites. You said that back in 2016, you said that Caleb was descendant of Kenaz, which are the Edomites. And I went back and I didn't know you. I didn't see your face, nothing like that. We went back and forth on the comment board, and I pulled out the same scriptures: First Chronicles 1, First Chronicles 4, and today I pulled out First Chronicles 1, First Chronicles 4. Kenites in First Chronicle 1, which are the Edomites, Kenaz, and First Chronicles 4, which Kenaz is from the tribe of Judah. Out of that line came, you had Othniel, the younger brother of Caleb. All right, so let's listen to some more.
In the days of Abraham.
What seed were they connected to Abraham?
Kenizzites were around in the days of Abraham. Let me show you.
Yeah, but then
you
how?
know
But
this?
then how can Caleb be a Judite?
He got adopted into a tribe. He's got to go somewhere.
Did you hear what this fucking clown just said? He said that that Caleb. I said, how did? Oh my goodness! How did Caleb become a Judite? He was adopted. We saw some lost Edomite boy, some little white boy out in the field, and we felt sorry for him. We brought him in. We called him Caleb, and Caleb became the head man of Judah at that time. One of the spies. The fuck is this guy talking about, man? Caleb was a Judite, all the way back to Judah, goes back to Jacob. Wasn't no jungle boy, Edomite out in the fucking woods, man. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But they didn't do very well against us. This guy doesn't know the scriptures. Like I said, he bigged this game up by following us. Not, like I said, go into that cemetery school, because you wasn't equipped for this thing here, man. And then this guy, what do you mean? I asked him a simple, we're talking about the Apostle Paul. I said, what nationality was the Apostle Paul? You tell me. And so I played on it. I said, you mean to tell me you don't know the nationality of Apostle Paul? The apostle of all the Christians? That's the Christian apostle? What's his nationality? I played on it. What's his nationality? He didn't have an answer, and I said he was from the tribe of Benjamin. These guys got their asses, proverbial asses handed to them. And this is his video, so he chopped his video up.
He's got to go somewhere. Then why is he called a Kenizzite? Then why is he called a Kenizzite? Okay, but my question is, Shisham had no son. An Egyptian servant married his daughters. Their children continued his line. How?
If the guy was an actual Egyptian, a person of Mizraim, then all his sons were Mizraim, not Israelites. You cannot, if that was the case, then all Edomites are Israelites, because Herod, the great father, Antipater, got with an Israelite woman, Miriam. Go do the fact check the receipts. She was from the line of the famous Maccabees family. Yeah, the Maccabees were famous, unlike the Corneli family. The Maccabees. So this guy Antipater, the Edomite, you put up the word Antipater in Google, go to images, you're gonna see a bus, and he looked just like a so-called white person. He laid with the one of the family members of descendants of the Maccabees. All right. Judas Maccabees, I don't believe he had children. I could be wrong. I'm almost positive I'm not wrong, but you can correct me, all right? Sometime we got to go back into the history and so forth. But anyway, so the children that Herod the Great and the Herodian dynasty had, they looked like Israelites. They looked like Israelites. They didn't look like your classic Edomites, like white people, which are the Romans. The Romans descended from the Edomites.
Can I explain it? Unless the daughter married and laid down with a Judite man, or her daughter's daughter married a Judite man, or a man of another tribe of Israel, that's the only way you can be an Israelite.
Not according to 1 Chronicles 2.
You don't understand it.
It didn't make this guy an Israelite. It didn't make him an Israelite. If he was an Egyptian servant, he could have been an Israelite that lived in that region. Acts 8, the Ethiopian eunuch was an Israelite. How do we know? Because he came to Jerusalem for the high holy days, and he was reading out the scriptures.
Verses 18 through 19. On that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying,
Okay, so let me go into this. On that day, that the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, I give this land to your offspring, which are ultimately the Israelites, from the brook of Egypt to the to the great river, the river Euphrates, which the small hats don't got that. They don't have that expanse of land. They only have that place called Palestine. So they haven't fulfilled the prophecies. They haven't fulfilled the prophecies of Genesis 15. The land of the Kenites. Okay, Kenites were Edomites, but we also had a Kenez in our family line of Judah. Kenezites, Cadmonites, Hittites, which by the way are Canaanites. Parasites are Canaanites. Rephaims, 21 Amorites, which are Canaanites, Girgashites, which are Canaanites, and Jebusites. That's those lands that we were going to take. Let's listen. Let me see what he's going to say about this.
I give this land to your offspring, from the brook of Egypt to the great river, the Euphrates River. Hold up. The land of the Kenites, Kenizzites, Cadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephaims, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites.
Those are lands. Those are lands. Kenites, Kenizzites. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this, just to be fair. Let me do. We're fair. We're not like these guys, man. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. However, I want to be fair. Let me spell out the word Kenites. Can it, I'm sorry, let me do it this way. Kenizzites, Kenizzites, Cadmonites, which are lands. We didn't lay Deuteronomy chapter 7, from the first verse on down, to take the land, don't marry their daughters, don't have your sons marry their daughters, don't have your daughters marry their sons, just utterly kill them to take the land. So these are the lands of the Canaanites, Amorites, which are Canaanites, Girgashites, which are Canaanites. Okay?
And Jebusites. The land up. I brought it out. The land up. It's not talking about the people, all right? It has nothing to do.
Bishop Shakaran said, come on, vocab, get it together. That's talking about the lands that we were going to take. Who are in those lands before we got those lands? During the time of Abraham. Canaanites, man. It says until the iniquity of the Amorites is fulfilled. Well, in that same chapter, you know what it was? Now there's a video on it. If I find it, I'll bring it up, where these Edomites recently dug up parts of Canaan, and they found little babies that were burnt. They found women with their heads chopped off. That was the iniquity. These guys were sacrificing their babies, and then Israel started doing that, right? That's why the Lord said, when you go in there, just kill them. Mass slaughter. The Most High called for a mass slaughter. He told one group of people, his people, to go to another group of people. He didn't say go and say, look, leave the land or our God will kill you. No, he said, you go to war with them and you kill them all. You kill them all. And some of them escaped. The thing with Joshua, that he made them use of wood and drawers of water, because they said they came from a far land, but they were from Canaan that escaped, being that Israel made a vow, because we're a righteous people, honorable people, we keep to our word. Being that they made that vow that they wasn't going to kill them, they said, okay, we made a vow, we wasn't going to kill you, but guess what? We're going to put you in slavery. We're going to put your ass in the slave, as in my high priest Ariel voice. We're going to put your ass in slavery. So let's listen all. Now this guy, he done slipped and fell and stumbled. He's wondering about Paul. What tribe was Paul from? You know? He's thinking, I really got to do a lot of, it's going to take me about a year and change to put this video up.
The land of is a possessive. That means they dwell in the land. Where Canaanite, where Kenizzites in Canaan during Abraham's time? Yes or no?
Let me ask you a question.
Of course they were. Of course they were. But you equated Caleb with a Kenizzite. Well, there was a Kenez among the Israelites, and there was a Kenez among the Edomites.
Genesis 15 is unanswered.
See what he's doing? See what he's doing?
I listen, but it was unanswered.
No, you look, man. You make statements, and then when somebody asks you a question, you want to ask another question on top of that, and you want to bring out a scripture that you don't understand. That's why when I went to the reincarnation thing.
Boy, I said a mouthful. I said a mouthful, man. That should be on a t-shirt. We was just having fun with this guy. But you know what he does? You deal with him, you break it down to him, Gentile reincarnation. Years later, he comes back and he brings the same old stuff that we already covered. That's when
he came to life. Give me reincarnation. Give me Malachi.
Somebody David Wood put a quarter in his back and he came to life.
Give me Malachi. You put a call in this man, the guy comes to life.
I knew I was going to say that. I got that from Tazapawan when Lahab was on the Richard Bay show. And Tazapawan wasn't saying that. All of a sudden, he jumped up and brought out a scripture. And then Richard Bray said, who's this? Look at this guy. You put a quarter in his back and he jumps to life.
Inside joke. Give me Malachi.
Malachi 4 verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the...
He got the look of the defeatism. He's defeated. He said, oh, man, I don't know. I should have studied some more. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? Oh, by the way, that's before he grew the beard. Why all of a sudden he grew a long-ass beard? Huh? Looking like Travis. Travis is a video that I watched. This guy, Travis, looked like the twin brother of Vocab, but he got a longer beard, you know?
The coming of the great and dreadful day of the
Do we
Lord.
all agree that Elijah was the Israelite?
Yes.
You agree on that? All right, go ahead.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
Read it again, please. Read it again.
Behold.
You see what I did? I pulled a fast one on him. I pulled up another straw man argument. I took his argument away and I came up with a question, and I took his argument away and presented my argument. That's what you got to do. There's nothing wrong. You ain't breaking the law doing that.
I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers unto the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Okay.
That wasn't talking about John. Although John came, that was talking about the second time he came back. The second Adam. Inside joke. When he came back as Abba Bivens. Abba Bivens is Elijah the Baptist. Abba Bivens is Elijah. Abba Bivens was Elijah. Abba Bivens was John the Baptist. And the Lord broke it down to the disciples, which became the apostles. Broke it down the first time, Matthew 11. They kind of went over their head. Their mind was kind of foggy about it. They was pondering upon it. Matthew 17. At the figuration, the transfiguration, Moses on one side, Elijah on another side, our Lord in the middle. For lack of a better term, it was like a hologram. They wasn't actually there. Well, how do we know that? Because Moses was Peter. Okay? And they knew, I guess they had the icons of them, the paintings of what Elijah looked like and what Moses looked like. So they immediately said, oh, that's Moses and that's Elijah. Oh, wow, let's build tabernacles for him. So then he came back again and he said, they asked him again about the scribes and the Pharisees say Elijah's come. What do they mean by that? And he said, Elijah already come, but they did to him whatever. So they listed, but he's going to come again. When the Lord said that, he's talking about Abba. Abba is Elijah and John the Baptist, the ones that he turned the hearts of fathers to the children, and children to the father are Ari, Masha, Arya, and Yaikwa. The fact that you got so many Israelite groups, One Westers out there, guys that never joined One West or part of the major camps, they just made up their own camp. Guess what? The spirit is on them. That goes back, that's attributed to Abba teaching those three. And then those three teaching, you had a bunch of them that wound up being the seven altogether. And then we have entered into what? Their labors. And that's why this guy is coming against it. His whole focus is on the One Westers. He ain't messing with the Israel of God, because they teaching that other nations can make it. He ain't messing with GOCC, because they teach Edomites can make it. He ain't dealing with them Old Testament Israelites, because we have the whole truth. When Abba broke off from the commandment keepers, they were dealing with the Old Testament only. Abba dealt with the New Testament, and then the tribes. This is why he was sent to, and the number one camp out there, well, major camps, IUIC, ICBK, Sakari. Sakari then came up. I'm gonna give props to Sakari. Them are young men. Them guys are raising hell. But where did they get it from? They got it from One West, GMS.
No, he said, listen. He said he would do what? Read it again. And I'm gonna comment on it. Go ahead. Come on, brother.
It says,
Were you nervous?
he just enjoyed the conversation.
Such a great vocab is here. Go ahead.
It says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the.
Oh, he loved that. He loved that. He loved that. I said the great vocab is here. Oh, he just loved that, man. He wanted to write me a check. He loved that. The fact that a humble Apostle Tahar said, "You afraid because of the great Vocab Malone?" He absolutely enjoyed that. He must have pissed on himself.
Come on, brother.
It says,
were you nervous?
he just enjoyed the conversation.
Such a great vocab is here. Go ahead.
It says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet. What do we know about Elijah? Was not Elijah taken up in the whirlwind?
Yep, okay.
Oh, by the way, this is called speaking with authority. This is called speaking with authority. We take the argument, man, and we run shit. We run into town. You understand me? You feel me?
Was he not taken up? So he was off the scene, right? Whether he went up into the heavens, whether he died, whatever happened, they said, I will send you Elijah's prophet, right? Yeah. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Elijah's coming. What does it mean? I will send you Elijah?
I know he doesn't know, but I'm playing on him. That's how, that's how a lawyer works. That's how lawyers get down.
Elijah's gonna come. Yeah.
Okay, when did he come?
Transfiguration. Jesus.
Okay, well, okay, good. He came in the transfiguration. Yeah, okay. That was a hologram, for lack of a better term, all right? That was just an image, a moving image, because the Lord had that technology, right? But he answered good, because that's the only time Elijah ever came. But then when you read down, it said that he's going to come. He came already, and he's going to come another time. He's going to come 2 times. He's going to come as John, and then he's going to come as another guy. That's why John said, "Who told you to the wicked scribes and Pharisees? Who told you that you will flee from the wrath to come?" The wrath to come goes back to Malachi 4, before the great and terrible day of the Lord. That's the wrath to come. Because they were set up to be reincarnated and be destroyed. The wicked scribes and Pharisees are here right now, whether they're Baptist preachers or whatever they are. They're here to be destroyed.
Elijah wasn't there?
That you said no, it was the image of Elijah, right?
Where does the Bible say image? Because the Greek word for image is icon. It's icon. The Greek word for icon's not in here.
Give me Matthew 11. Go right to the point. And then go from Matthew 11 to Matthew.
We're basically going over his head. We're going over Vocab's head and his crew's head. We're going over their head. We're getting deep. We're bringing them into deep waters, diving deep. We're bringing them into deep waters and they can't swim and we're drowning them. Now, when I used to swim, I would go under the water and I'll be under the water for over a minute. And I would challenge people, let's fight in the water. Because I was like a fish. You know what I'm saying? I'll go up and I'll be down there for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Those people that are swimmers, professional swimmers, they got to be down there for like 2 minutes. They got to hold their breath for 2 minutes, man. So he can only last for 10 seconds. So he's being drowned. Is that the word?
Matthew chapter 11, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force.
Now we're going to break that down. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence take it by force. First of all, who's the kingdom of heaven? Okay. Nope, not good enough.
Why is it a rule?
Read again.
Why isn't that good enough? It says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force.
What's the kingdom of heaven? Or who's the kingdom of heaven?
Christ is king.
Christ what?
Christ as king.
But what is the kingdom of heaven? It consists.
His will.
Give me that. So the kingdom of heaven are the Israelites?
No.
But read the scripture.
It's out of the kingdom. See, this brother right here, he getting down. Like Gabar want to get down too, but the spirit is on me right now. But the spirit gonna jump back on them. They're getting a lesson, man. They marveled at the authority that came out of the men of GMS. That's when I said when I said the great. I said, are you afraid of the great Vocab Malone? He was tickled by it. He was tickled pink. Right about now, I'm sweating. This is my second video. I got to put the second video out there for about an hour, damn near 2 hours. I'm on this one. The spirit's on me. I started this, about 11 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock. Brothers be coming along. We're going to do another video.
15.
This is Luke.
You got cut, man.
Go ahead. This is Luke 17 and 20.
Don't be doing. Don't be like him. Don't be rude like this guy right here. Although Paul was rude.
This is Luke 17, verse 20. And when he demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said,
GMS, first century folks who try to. You know why he said that? You know why he said that? Because he doesn't understand. You know why he said that? Yeah. Because he doesn't understand the scripture. No, I'm being humorous. I know that. But Pharisees have nothing to do with being wicked. People say Pharisees and scribes, they only meant to speak their wicked. But not Paul. Well, Paul was a Pharisee. Hold up.
yeah, I know. You're right. Well, he was wicked when he was a Pharisee, though, bro.
No, he was still a Pharisee.
He was the chief of sinners. So going back.
That was a cut, man. I'm entitled. This one, Vocab Malone got cut up bad, not badly, but bad by GMS. GMS.